Welcome back to KTN Prime. Now, the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology says Kenya must have an alternative manual system to register voters and transmit election results in order to prevent the Al-Shabaab terror group from interfering with the 2017 poll. The ministry's Cabinet Secretary Joseph Mucheru and the Communication Authority of Kenya also argue that 22% of the country is not covered by the internet, and voters in those regions would be disenfranchised if a backup to the electronic system is not put in place. IEBC boss EZRA Chiloba told the Senate Committee on Legal Affairs and Human Rights that there must be a contingency plan for every technology deployed for the 2017 poll.
So, as far as the ministry is concerned, we fully recommend that we have a manual backup to the electronic systems for the next general election. And then there is the denial of service, network jamming, device theft, hacking, and attacks. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are at war with Al-Shabaab, and they could find ways of jamming and blocking our whole electronic systems, hacking into our systems. As a country, we cannot be held hostage. We need to have a backup and an alternative that allows us to be able to continue with the elections should such incidences occur.
I think this fear-mongering about Al-Shabaab is to give a lot of credence to Al-Shabaab. In fact, Al-Shabaab must be smiling now that you've brought them deep into the discussion. What is Al-Shabaab's capacity to jam a Kenyan communication network?
I also think it's important that you have brought out the possibilities of interference with the voting system, hacking, even terrorist attacks. Because I think again, Kenyans need to be told that it is possible for an election to be interfered with.
That CAK already has what we call a cyber security police unit. So instead of saying today that you're worried about Al-Shabaab, Joe, you should be telling us, other than elections, we have M-Pesa that is running an economy of trillions of shillings. Why hasn't Al-Shabaab interfered with the M-Pesa system?
People are tiptoeing around this word, Manu. It has been made a bad word, because it is being associated with rigging, of votes. And indeed, people don't seem to understand that if you want to rig elections, you can even use the electronic system, you can manipulate it.
The IEBC emphasized the importance of resolving the issues raised through a bipartisan approach. Now, the bill is before the Senate, and the IEBC calls for the same bipartisan spirit. We are pleased to observe that the Senate is cognizant of the need for bipartisanship, and we look forward to resolutions that will meet the expectations of Kenyans. We wish to put it on record that IEBC plans to deploy an integrated electoral system that consists of voter registration, voter identification, and results transmission. And this is a system as defined under the Election Laws Amendment Act of 2016. In this integrated system, Mr. Chair, we also want to note that there is no electronic voting. By voting, we mean the act of casting a ballot. When it comes to transmission of results, there are several factors that may lead to failure. The question we should be asking ourselves is, what does the IEBC do in such a situation? We have read literature on this matter, and the overriding instructions to election management bodies is that we must have a contingency plan for any technology we deploy in elections.